Hello. I wrote the directions for completing the exam in the assignment, but like I've said in other videos with assignments, sometimes it's helpful to have kind of a video explanation as well. So um, here's a video explanation. So what you want to do for the exam is don't be worried about like exam, the words exam and essay, because I know those can be sort of anxiety causing. Instead, just think about this as a chance to show what you've been learning, what you know. Don't worry too much about how how you're writing your answers, or if you're you know gosh, you do need to use standards of grammar and spelling, obviously, but this isn't a research essay or anything like that. What you're doing is showing what you know, and so in that respect you really can kind of like write like you talk, even though technically in formal essays you don't write like you talk. Or at least I know I don't always write like I talk in a formal essay. In these exams, you can. It can be a little bit more conversational. Show me what you know. Pretend that I know nothing and that you're explaining this material to me. So focus on those terms that are in bold. Those key terms that you've seen before in the lecture outline. And then in the lecture itself, hopefully, as you've been working through the lectures, you've been taking notes like I suggested in the opening video in terms of how to navigate this class. If as you've been working through the lectures, you've been focusing on those key terms and kind of jotting down like the main ideas, the reason those terms are significant, then you're just going to have to kind of go back through your notes and write up what you put in your notes, or either literally type it in, or if you've already written it into a computer, copy and paste it. There is no need to Google any of these terms. In fact, I don't do that. I wrote these lectures, and the external links that I have you look at are ones that I've spent so many hours trying to find links that meet kind of my qualifications in terms of what's academic and what is most reflective of the material and of the source. So focus on those lectures. You have all the answers that you need in those lectures. You can also turn to the assigned reading for some of these terms, although not all of the terms will be in the assigned reading, whereas all of the terms are in the lecture. Use your study guide. I gave you a study guide in the study guide modules, and then it's usually typically 2 weeks before the exam in the module before the exam is shared, so you can find it in multiple places. I give you some examples to think about on the study guide to get you thinking about the exam, but more importantly, I put all on the second page of that study guide are all of the key terms. So if on the exam you've got a question and you're thinking, I don't remember which lecture was this term in, go back to the study guide, go to the second page of the study guide. You can see all of the key terms and the lecture that they're included in. So again, look on the study guide, find that key term, it will tell you what lecture it's in. Then you can go to the lecture and you can look at that specific section of the lecture to help you answer that short answer or that essay. Now, again, the essay, try not to get too concerned about that word essay. This is not a formal essay. You do not need an introduction. You do not need a thesis statement. You do not need a conclusion. Think about the short answer essay as several short answers grouped around a common theme. So, right, the first part of the exam, you have a handful of questions about specific short answers, at least one short answer, at least one key term, maybe two key terms. And again, if the question is for the short answers is not making sense or you need some more explanation, send me an email. If it's too early in the morning or too late in the evening to get a response from me, you can always put something in the discussion board. Maybe another student can answer it, and I obviously will get to it, but I might not be able to get to it before you need to submit the exam. But, again, regardless of what my question is, if you've explained what that key term is, you've answered the question in those short answer questions. For the essay, it works pretty much the same. I've grouped the short answers around a specific question or questions, but if you're explaining what those key terms are, you're going to answer that question. For explaining the key term, you want to explain, like kind of the who, what, where, why, when, how, significance. That doesn't always apply. Who, what, where, why, when, how, significance. It doesn't always apply for every single term. The significance does, but not all the other kind of W's do. Think about why this term matters. Why, out of all the things I could have asked you about on an exam, did I ask you about this term? How does it apply to history and to what we're studying in the course? All right, I think I have addressed everything that I wanted to explain. Again, as always, if you've got questions, if something doesn't make sense, I can't know if you don't tell me. So send me an email, put a question in the discussion board, or respond to an announcement, request a Zoom meeting. I really want to help. My goal for these exams is for you to do well, right? I don't mean for there to be any tricks. That's why you've got a whole week. That's why it's not timed. So with that, I hope you do well, and let me know if I can help. Take care.